Meet these retired sisters in their 60s who live on cruises full time. They've already spent over 1,500 days at sea. After an amazing week at sea, many cruisers wish they could just move on to a ship permanently. Sisters Jo Johnson, 69, and Eileen Durham, 63, who are both single and retired, returned this fantasy into reality. They turned the fantasy into reality. I kept taking cruises of longer lengths, 30 days and 45, then 80, and I learned I liked long stretches at sea, Johnson told Business Insider. Although the sisters don't always travel together, they've collectively spent over 1,500 days at sea, many of them on Holland American Line ships. They've also got big plans for 2025. Johnston has reserved her spot on Holland American's Line 124-day Grand World Voyage, and Durham has a room booked on Holland American Line's 133-day Grand Voyage, pole to pole. That is amazing. I'm already jealous of them. I wish I could do something like that. I'm sure a lot of us wish that. Now, although they'll be cruising separately, they plan to briefly reunite when both ships dock in Barcelona at the same time in April. The sisters said they sold their homes to make these trips possible. Both women said they decided to fully commit to their new lifestyle by selling their homes, Johnston in 2014 and Durham in 2022. My children launched and would not be returning to the area, so therefore I no longer needed to maintain the homestead, quote unquote, when I really wanted to travel the world, Durham said. Durham held an estate sale and sold about 98% of her belongings. She kept clothes and personal items with her and stored family photographs with her children. Johnston gave away or sold most of her things over time and kept essentials like financial records and a few sentimental items in a small storage unit. They said the money they made from selling their homes and the savings from not having to upkeep them help fund their cruises. After all, the lifestyle is not cheap. Rates for next year's 133-day Grand Voyage pole to pole starts at a whopping $31,199 a person, and rates for the 124-day Grand World Voyage starts at $27,354 a person. To be fair, these fares include essentials like food, housing, utilities, and entertainment, expenses the sisters would have had to budget for on land. At one time, I had a big house with a pool and 3 cars. Without all of that, I have a lot more money to spend on travel, Johnson told Business Insider. They also budget carefully and use loyalty perks to continue to cruise. Johnson said it's hard to say if living on cruise ships is more cost-effective than maintaining a traditional home. After all, if she wanted to cruise on a tighter budget, she could choose her sailing solely based on cost. This would mean doing a lot of the same short mega cruises around the Caribbean, but she prefers smaller ships with long sailings. Durham also said she's been able to make this lifestyle work because she's been debt-free for the last 20 years. When she decided to sell her house, she ran the numbers, set goals, lived on less, and created a 5-year plan that she still reassesses and adjusts annually. The sisters also stretched their budgets by earning and using loyalty perks. They've sailed with Holland America so much that they've gotten access to complimentary specialty dining and laundry. Johnson said she also cuts back on her travel expenses by choosing less expensive staterooms, such as obstructed ocean view. Parts of this lifestyle can be difficult, but it's all worth it for the sisters. In 2023 alone, Johnson spent 300 days on cruises throughout Europe, Canada, and New England. That's a lot of time away from friends and family. She said, I stay in touch with friends through email, social media, and even calling over Wi-Fi, she said. Lately, I've used Zoom to join a book club with friends from high school. The biggest challenge has been the time difference, some months. For Johnston, one of the hardest parts of living at sea is stocking up on essential prescriptions, which she tries to do in between sailings. I frequently have breaks for a few weeks between cruises and can get 90-day supplies. Then she said, I use a mail service designed for full-time RVers. Another challenge for the sisters is voting, as it can require a lot of planning to get absentee ballots while aboard and changing locations, abroad in locations, but Johnson said they adjust and adapt to their new normal as needed. Long cruises become a way of life, not a vacation, said Johnson. The ship is home. And this is from Business Insider on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.